Ep.7.
Yo, what up?
Welcome to the pit of female depression.
Yeah, we're all depressed. Our serotonin levels are down. Our periods are sinking.
I am menstruating.
Yeah, I'm about to be. In more uplifting news, I can finally braid my mullet into a rat tail.
Adorable. Just in time for summer.
Yeah.
Did you get the little beads?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get some Caribbean beads.
I love
I know that
that.
cultural appropriation is big now.
People have been calling me a bigot on the internet all week because they found out I say the word retarded.
Congratulations, Dasha.
Yeah, and that I'm actually, people thought I was good after the second viral run of my Sailor Socialism video, but it turns out I'm very bad.
Who's done with you?
Like Twitter leftists, like communist tankies, people who have like a picture of like Stalin as their avatar.
Can somebody, I'm kind of woefully, luckily I'm very much like in the dark about like online leftism.
What?
No, I really seriously am. I don't know any of the subcultures. Can somebody like explain to me, like give me the Cliff's Notes of what a tanky is?
A tanky is like a Marxist Leninist.
Okay.
Who thinks basically it's like teenagers who think that Stalin did nothing wrong and like gulags are good and Castro rocks. They like fetishize this like old style communism.
Yeah, they're
theory.
like Russia humpers.
Yeah, they're like Russia
original.
humping, like theory reading, usually
Like
teens. Undergrads,
teens.
yeah, who think that they're ideologically pure.
Okay.
And people like myself and even like the Chapo folks who use problematic language
Are craven capitalists for having a smartphone and drinking a latte.
Well, all of these people have smartphones. That's more of like a conservative view. They're just more like, they're punitive losers.
Yeah.
Basically. They like they live to be their favorite thing about communism is like getting to be like a Gestapo.
Yeah,
And,
they love like poverty and austerity. And then there's this other subculture that I was like tweeting about recently of like, you know, these like kind of DIY, like former DIY Bushwick music scene people who are like, well, don't call yourself a socialist if you took a bus to the parade for the protest. And it's like, well, you know, they seem like hell-bent
You
on...
need to walk without shoes.
You have to walk without shoes. You have to like carry a cross, you know, or whatever.
The bus is public transportation.
Yeah.
That seems...
Or like you certainly can't, like in the hierarchy, you know, you can't take a cab and you certainly can't take an Uber, but they get very touchy. They're very precious about kind of delineating the territory of like poverty aesthetics. Like they're very kind of like anxious about signaling how poor they are. And, you know, in their mind, I think like socialism isn't about enriching everybody, it's bringing everybody down to this poverty level.
Yeah.
Like it's not enough to kind of redistribute the wealth. We all have to like live in a global favela.
I mean, these are people with iPhones that train hop still at like 32.
Yeah.
Like that's the look.
I mean, I have to say like liberals are all liberals at the end of the day. It's really true.
Yeah.
And there's always somebody like popping up out of the woodwork who's like, well, you know, it turns out that our new socialist poster girl is like ableist and a bigot. I mean, that's like ridiculous.
Ableist.
You didn't ask for this.
Well, we talked about this earlier in the week, is that the real problem is that people don't know the difference between descriptive and evaluative statements.
Right.
And so then they think that gives them the right to like tyrannize over others.
Yeah, and it's like, you know,
They're tyrants.
They're tyrants, yeah, and like Dasha, you were making the point that retard is a descriptive, not an evaluative signifier. It's not like saying the N-word or the F-word.
It's a word that describes what it means.
Yeah.
To retard something is to like slow it.
Yeah.
If I say like I feel retarded, that means I feel like slow, intellectually impaired.
Right. And like who are these people going to bat for at the end of the day? Like actually mentally deficient or mentally impaired people who don't care either way because they're mentally impaired and can't really follow the argument and have a different set of priorities.
Not to mention if they worship like the Soviet Union,
Yeah.
where they like routinely executed disabled people.
We would all be dead. We would all be herded into the gulag for being like
I'd be lined up against a wall long ago.
deficient. Неполноценные. They'd be like, what do
У
you
нас
guys
нету
talking
инвалидов.
Yeah.
That's what they said when they asked them in the 80s if they were going to participate in the Paralympics. They said, if we don't have invalids. Yeah, I guess I'd like to take a hard line right now and say that I think it's fine to say retarded.
Yeah.
Well, completely.
And that everyone who thinks it's not fine to say retarded is probably pretty retarded.
And actually, I'm allowed to say it because I'm retarded.
You have a learning disability?
I'm emotionally retarded.
Oh.
We're all emotional cripples here.
You know who is what else tankies are upset about, actually, is Elon Musk dating Grimes.
Oh.
Really?
Because she was formerly their socialist poster girl.
Dasha, have you usurped Grimes? She had
Next stop, Elon Musk.
Yeah. The Tesla train is leaving the station. No, Grimes, I guess, yeah, it was like kind of like a sexy elfin ingenue who had anti-imperialist in her Twitter bio.
Twitter.
For a
Is
while.
that why people think she's a leftist?
Well,
Yeah,
I think
she's
she's
like-
Because of her like crust punk roots?
Yeah,
she's a
dyed in
crust
the
punk and
wool, like-
also a Russia buff.
Oh,
really?
right.
Yeah.
She was minoring in Russian before
She studied Russia. And
What, at like
as a
McGill?
minor, yeah, and
Okay.
anthropology. And you know, if the kind of like DIY music scene hadn't been so robust back in the day, she would have been like a member of the DSA for sure.
Yeah.
Like serving vegan food out of catering trays.
She is vegan.
Yeah,
I do know that.
Yeah. So I will say, like, when news of this coupling popped off, I was really desperately groping around for a hot take to tweet.
Yeah.
And then I
Nice.
thought, you know, I took a long, hard look in the mirror and was like, Anna, man, you'd be like a real hypocrite if you didn't acknowledge the fact that you are violently jealous, because I want nothing more than a tech billionaire sliding into my DMs over a single tweet. I mean,
I'm so viscerally repulsed by Elon Musk. I couldn't even as
me too. But like,
Did
I
you
was
guys see
thinking-
the dancing video of them?
Yeah, that's so disgusting. When like stiff,
Corny.
rigorous people try to be like fun and footloose. But like I've tweeted so many like caustically brilliant, ahead of their time things, and all I've ever gotten
Disputable.
out of it is like guys with 22 followers and like a rose emoji in their handle, going like, "Girl, you look like Yakov Smirnov."
God.
Like, or, you know, people being like, "Sir, like, I noticed that you and Dan Havas are fascists and you should be gang raped and like publicly executed in like Zuccotti Park." And meanwhile, Grimes has like a literal billionaire in her DMs over a joke that was not funny. No, not at all.
Nonsensical. The Rococo.
Yeah.
What's the
I
other
feel like
word?
I read through it 3 times and was just like, what? I don't get it.
Yeah, I
was
couldn't
like-
really wrap my mind around it.
No, I think it's just like inane wordplay for people who are so autistic as to like glean meaning from everything they encounter. And I was like, man, like the sexy Keebler elf has an actual, like a literal Nazi in her DMs. I'm so jealous. And now he wants to be her boyfriend.
He's also a fan of her music. He was listing out his favorite songs.
Before or after?
Well,
think-
after. Yeah. I mean, we have yet to know what Tesla
once
she
you-
likes, but he
I mean,
does.
she's the only woman he follows on Twitter, which
Yeah,
I think is romantic.
Yeah.
Wait, that's true?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, Gabby Paella of The Cut said it the best. Like, this is a couple who calls sex play.
Yes,
Which was, like,
definitely.
you know-
And Naomi Fries also
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
New Yorker talked about they're probably discussing like space
Yeah.
travel and polyamory.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and like, he didn't know he was in a sex party when he was attending one. Couldn't.
The most pathetic take is the people who are like, Grimes is actually gonna like rob him and redistribute the wealth.
Yeah.
Where is that
Channels.
convo happening?
On fucking leftist Twitter, which I'm become unwittingly involved in now.
But here's the thing that like none of these like Fisher Price leftists understand, because they're all at the end of the day like reared in kind of like a liberal
LARPing.
ethos. Yeah,
LARPing as comrades.
Yeah, I love that. Should be a bumper sticker. They don't realize that the minute somebody attains a modicum of wealth, they immediately start voting conservative. I mean, conservative on the spectrum, not like actually Republican. But come on now, Grimes is now probably a millionairess in her own right, and
Sure.
she has this billionaire boyfriend. Like she's not going to redistribute.
I'm
the
sure
wealth.
she's very interested in space travel.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as our Patreon
Pops off.
pops
Yeah.
off,
See you later.
I'm out of
fuckers.
here.
But you know, Naomi Fry had a really good piece in the New Yorker today, yeah, and she talks about, you know, despite all the joking, there's ultimately a sense of deep disappointment in many people's responses to the new couple, which revealed a certain nostalgia for a time when political differences translated more securely into differences of taste and vice versa.
Yeah.
And this is like obviously no longer true. I mean, these people like get off on mutually identifying as nerds. He's like, "You're such a nerd, babe." She's like, "Oh my god, no, you're such a nerd." But I don't know, you know, it's like I've always said that Elon Musk has like the cold dead scare of like a Third Reich executioner, and his mom is like, you know, if Ava Brown hadn't committed suicide in that bunker, it's like these people are horrible. They're like
He's
new
horrible. Yeah.
No, he is, and there's also like this kind of alarmist leftist discourse about like the resurgence of like nationalism, i.e. Nazism, and it's like, if you want to see a real Nazi, take a look at Silicon Valley, because that's where the real guys
It's
are.
technocrats.
Yeah,
PayPal Mafia.
yeah. We the Venmo feminists. It's up to us to stop them.
And people also are like, love to characterize her as like a victim
Yeah.
when she's 30 years old.
Yeah.
She's like an
She just
adult
looks
woman,
19.
absolutely knows what she's doing. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's just wayfish.
Yeah, she's
And has
like
been a bona fide loser this whole time.
Going on record.
I've never had like a reverence for Grimes.
For Grimes?
Even if I liked her music, I would never attribute real
I mean,
revolutionary
have you ever read her
politics to
blog?
No.
Because people were, she was a heavy blogger on Tumblr when she first came out, and it was insufferable.
Sure.
was it like woke?
Yeah, she's like,
Yeah.
overly woke, brought a lot of sci-fi references into her wokeness.
Yeah.
I
So
can already
she's just
tell.
closed the gap between, and I think Naomi says something to this effect in her article as well, between like that, like those Tumblr aesthetics and
yeah.
Silicon Valley.
Yeah,
That the jump aesthetically isn't actually that.
Yeah, she
hard.
talks about how she's kind of like mending the original split between kind of libertarian nerdcore and millennial Tumblr bred experimentalism.
yeah.
And it's like,
Keep Burning Man.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Grimes makes bleepity bloop music for people who think like Burning Man and Bitcoin are cool. And like, you know, like
Seems like a match made in.
yeah, and it's like the origins of Silicon Valley, you know, came about in this like California desert, like Palm Springs.
Yeah, and acid. Those people love to fucking microdose.
Yeah, they're all microdosing.
Yeah, and they were like really the first people who like kind of decoupled unhinged like political meanings and aesthetic affinities. But now I think I agree with this. Like, I have no particularly hot takes or anything like trenchant to say about it. But it is, like Naomi says, very dispiriting that you can no longer like look at somebody and map their political and aesthetic allegiances in any concrete way. And like, you know, it turns out that some guy in like an off-brand hoodie and like scuffed up sneakers will actually be your executioner.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
Oh, well, so I guess, none of us are surprised.
Well, and I am a little bit surprised. It makes sense that it's Grimes, I suppose, and not Sky Ferreira. But for a while, Grimes like suffered from like a kind of Sky Ferreira complex, and that she was perennially, perpetually about to break through, but never quite did.
Right.
And I wonder if this will like do wonders for her career.
I feel like Sky Fiera is too much of a party girl. Like Grimes is like definitely an introvert,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
weirdo.
Sky's like strung out.
Yeah, she's like a heroin addict.
Yeah.
I mean,
Which is
was
cool,
or
so-
something.
Yeah, I've seen her like drooling and twitching in Soho.
Which in a way will like protect her from, something like this.
Yeah, from selling out to Silicon Valley. Yeah.
She'll always be too cool for Elon Musk.
Yeah.
One of my DIY punk friends back in the day, well, not really back in the day, I'd gone to a Sky Fiera concert and she found out and was like, "You are a bad feminist. I cannot believe that you would support this woman and her horrific, like, anti-female music."
I prefer
like,
Sky for
I'm gonna
Grimes
get drunk
by
and
far. I mean, if it was Lana Del Rey, I would be
Ecstatic.
devastated.
Yeah. I think Lana Del Rey is like too cool and smart to cohabit with a tech
Right.
bro, but I wouldn't put it past anyone such as myself if any tech millionaires want to somebody slide into the DMs. They're open.
I had a one-night stand once with a guy who worked at Soylent.
Oh yeah, you talked
Yeah.
about that. I was thinking when I watched Dasha's film over the weekend,
Oh, yeah.
is that your storyline with the tech guy?
Oh, no, very loosely inspired, but the apartment
The apartment, because the cat,
is,
the little...
is that Soylent guy's apartment. We only slept together once, and then I hit him up for a favor.
Oh, so it is his actual apartment, not loosely based on.
It's his real apartment. The storyline is
Oh, and that's his crazy, like, feline.
his jungle
Oh.
cat, expensive cat, and one of those bookshelves that makes it look like all your books are
Designed
stacked on
within
top
reach,
of each
yeah.
other.
Wow.
Oh yeah, yep. I also want to put it out there that I've never slept with a tech bro and I've never slept with a skater. So guys, that means I'm as good as a virgin.
Yeah.
The sexual ecosystem here.
That's all I have to
You're likely to be STD free.
Sometimes they're even skaters and tech bros. I sniff those out.
Well,
Okay, so another thing this week, Melania, she's hit the headlines.
Finally, we've been waiting for this.
Speaking of her lifelike sex dolls, sex robots. Yeah, Melania is like the Svedka vodka girl.
Her new initiative, her new nonsensical initiative is called Be Best.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think
It's all about not saying the word retard.
Yeah. Melania is actually probably a retard.
She's very dead in the eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a campaign, apparently, allegedly, according to the New Yorker, that focuses on the social, emotional, and physical health of children with three pillars: well-being, social media, and opioid abuse.
Yeah.
This is like one of those games that they have in the playground outside of a fast food joint where you have to like align the bodies, like spin the bodies. There's like 3 columns, except this one never aligns. Like I don't know what opioid abuse has to do with like well-being and social media, or what well-being means, or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
it's
mental health.
pure nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think Melania is like, she doesn't get enough credit, and then she gets too much credit. She gets too much credit for being kind of like icy and nefarious, and I think that she's actually probably like
No.
very sweet and childlike, and has
Yeah.
the mental bandwidth of like a 13-year-old who was like diddled as a kid. And if you've ever heard her voice, she speaks in like a very sweet, low daddy voice, or not low, but like.
As a mother and as First Lady, it concerns me that in today's fast-paced and ever-connected world, children can be less prepared to express or manage their emotions, and oftentimes turn to forms of destructive or addictive behavior such as bullying, drug addiction, or even suicide. I feel strongly that as adults, we can and should be best at educating our children about the importance of a healthy and balanced life. So today, I'm very excited to announce Be Best.
And then she gets like not enough credit for being
She did design the logo herself.
really well.
What the plagiarized.
Well, sure. I mean, it's all plagiarized.
Well, I know, but it's interesting because like so in the few anecdotal accounts that we do have of Melania, she comes off as a very icy and vacant, single-minded person who is always and almost solely interested in modeling and fashion. And her one,
She's not even a very good model.
no, she's like a glamour model.
Yeah.
She should be showing off those titties in like in the back pages of like a Hustler magazine. But her one unofficial English language biography talks about how she fashioned a dilapidated old cart into a stylish plant holder. And in that way, it immediately reminded me of this woman, Anna Krosh, who's like a model and a designer and the girlfriend of Deb Hines. And she's become kind of an Instagram darling for her poverty luxe aesthetic. And the difference is, of course, is that Krosh's political affinities are very liberal. Like she's been known to Instagram a glamorous pic of young hill dog or two, whereas Melania's are mostly like unknown and they're putatively probably aligned with her husband. But she represents this kind of like sweet Eastern European female archetype that
The
finds,
submissive Slavic partner,
yeah, that finds strength in submission, but is very actually self-determined and willful and strong. And it's something that she's like gotten a lot of flack for. Here's a quote from the New Yorker's Be Best think piece. Donald Trump's emptiness revealed itself over decades in the media glare, but Melania, a former model, has long embraced vacancy as an aesthetic. She has the creepy, objectified opacity of a doll or a robot, a shimmer of the uncanny valley. And like, you know, most of what's written about her is written in this kind of like snide and sneering tone. Like she looks like a supermodel and she's way hotter than us, but she's also dumb and docile.
Hottest first lady.
She is the hottest first lady. I've maintained this. I get so much flack for saying that because
Michelle Obama.
we all have to collectively live this lie that Michelle Obama is some gorgeous woman and like.
She has the best arms, probably.
Yeah, this is what I've heard.
Everyone loves to, praise her strong arms.
Yeah, I mean, great. She can like hold Barack Obama like the Pietà or whatever.
Arms should be frail and weak, like Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah, I'm like, I want my arms to be like completely bony. So that when a man pins me down, I can almost feel like he's gonna break them,
Exactly.
You guys are sick in the head.
Thanks, Meg.
But there's like a lot of, there's a lot of like this kind of liberal hypocrisy exposing going on.
They're having a heyday with the plagiarism thing.
Right, they've been going off with that.
Because it's the second time she's done it.
She plagiarized not only a pamphlet from the Obama administration, but even
speech.
The speech, like Michelle Obama gave a speech to Oprah where she used the slogan "Be Better," referring to men and like.
Oh, I see. So this is like one-upmanship. This is like
she took it.
She's like, be the best. She's
not even the best.
She's like DJ Khaled.
Be best.
The best music.
I like it, but I'm wild about language. I'm a very poetic person.
Yeah.
So. I respect the fluidity with which she.
Yeah, I'm struggling to understand this well-being.
Yeah,
I mean,
it doesn't mean anything. No one cares.
I mean, Michelle Obama had that sort of combating the obesity epidemic in schools campaign, and I think maybe it'll go that way.
Melania should just fight the opioid addiction.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be fine. That would be sufficient.
Social media is functioning just fine.
Yeah,
right. Like, what are you gonna do? Shut your husband's Twitter off? Like, that's.
Well, that's the critique
that they're saying.
How ironic that she should make cyberbullying her platform when her husband is such a notorious bully.
Or like how ironic that he's such a notorious persecutor of immigrants when his wife is an immigrant. There's like all these kind of like nested like hypocrisies that liberals love uncovering and like writing about.
She could not be happier to sever her ties to Yugoslavia.
I know.
In that New Yorker profile, they talk about how Trump's only visited her, not even her hometown, but has only been in Yugoslavia for like a couple hours.
Yeah.
Is she with her parents?
Is she still living in Columbus Circle? Or is she living in the White House?
I think she's in the White House now.
Because for like 6 months she wasn't there.
She was there because Barron...
Right, the school.
Who is autistic.
He seems so sweet.
I've loved
I
Baron
love
since the
Baron.
second I saw him.
He looks like he should be modeling for Gosha
He's
Rubchinsky.
gorgeous.
He's gorgeous.
He looks like an anime. He's got those long, like, wobbly legs, and he's so tall. He's only 11 years old. Do you guys remember when Trump won and he came out to "You Can't Always Get What You Want" by the Rolling Stones? And that was amazing. And that was when I first laid eyes on Sweet Baron, who was like nodding off on stage.
I mean, I wish Baron was like my child.
Well, that's
never gonna
what
have a
I
child that
really... No, that's not going to happen for us, but there is a way in which it feels... Dan texted me this, actually, that it feels like it's Melania and Baron, like, against the world.
Yeah.
Like, it's just her and her boy.
Yeah.
And I really admire that.
Yeah, they seem very close.
Yeah, definitely. He seems like he's all that she really has in the world.
Yeah, no, it's true. And I'm
Well,
not
that's kind
really
of a bummer.
shedding. No, it's really sad. On one hand, I'm not shedding, any tears for Melania because she has it good on the surface, but on the other hand, I feel very sorry for her. But that's the main critique. It's like all these people who are like, well, she has it good on the surface, but actually she's being controlled by her like abusive and egomaniac husband, and she and Trump don't even look or live in the same place anymore, and she's so miserable, and she's like a mail order bride who's like being held against her own will in a gilded cage. It's like all this thing, and I think that I have to really beat a dead horse over the head with my anti-liberal feminism polemic, but this is a liberal feminist projection, because this is being a wife like Melania Trump is its own viable lifestyle. Like, we don't have to talk about our politics here, but a lot of women really wish for that.
I mean, this might be Grimes' future.
Yeah, and all these liberal feminists are trying to find kind of a chink in the armor and prove that she's miserable because they've really subscribed to this myth, which is the American dream for women, which is you have to climb the career ladder but be totally casual about sex, and that's not how it works. That's a recipe for misery. And I was just saying, I've been binge watching Sex in the City because, we have friends visiting in my house and we're defunct unemployed losers.
Right.
And one of the things that I noticed about Sex in the City is that ostensibly it's a show about successful professional career women in New York City, but really what unites this disparate quartet of women is them kvetching over boy problems and dating dramas, and in the end everybody wants a man, and I do not believe anybody who's single and not a lesbian and says they don't, because they're lying through their teeth, of course. So Melania in some sense made it big, and is not only did she get her man, she got a rich man, and she got the hell out of this former communist backwater.
Right.
Svenica.
Yeah, and that's another thing that people are always upset over, that she seems so ahistorical and divorced from her past. But Dasha, you grew up partly in the former Soviet Union. Our parents want nothing to do with that communist system.
Yeah, if my parents are in a public space where other people are speaking Russian, we will immediately switch over to English. Not associate with them. We don't want.
No, it's always so I have horrible memories from childhood, and I'd be like, and I am speaking English now. We are going to DJ Mix. Get your Kolskish. It's Mom, they can tell.
They can see us.
I have PTSD from hearing my mom's voice.
In that, Melania's voice gives me soft, familial PTSD too. When I was watching her Be Best video, just the cadence of a Slavic person speaking English with an accent, it's captioned to that.
She's
experience.
You are doing your best. You are doing amazing.
In her profile in New Yorker during the election, there was a passage that I thought was interesting, where it said Melania positions herself as aspirational, playing ice queen rather than soccer mom. Not only does she never joke about her husband, she's entirely self-serious. The most un-American thing about her is that she is discreet about her weaknesses. It would sort of contrast her with someone like John Kerry's wife, or I guess Michelle Obama less so, but this tendency to make yourself relatable and associate with other people by deprecating oneself.
You mean Hillary Clinton?
Exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, I almost like that, you know, and, you know, we Eastern European women get kind of a reputation for being icy and cold and not talking about our feelings. And I actually think that it's kind of more dignified. You know, when they tell you, like, in like self-help, they're like, you know, if you're feeling depressed, put on a bright color, or like try going outside, or like, you know, there's even this idea that if you get Botox in the forehead, it might help with your depression because you're not able to make the
you can't do the affect of being sad.
Yeah, and my personal feeling about it is that if you don't crowdsource your emotions publicly, it's actually you become stronger at coping with them, and you see this trickle down.
And that's so hot right now, to make a spectacle of one's mental illness.
To parade your trauma and romantic disappointment on social media, and there's all these women that are like, please, like, somebody go out with me, please, like, buy me dinner, please, I need a boyfriend, like, please, I'm suffering from depression, and it's like, that makes you unattractive.
Wait, did you guys follow So Sad today on Twitter?
Yeah.
I used to until I met her. This was a few years ago. I think the book is called So Sad Today, and I went to the opening party and I met her, and I was like, it was so beyond depressing to actually be confronted with this person like in real life, you know, and to see someone who's like made a career out of like depressive navel gazing. Yeah.
I mean, I don't know anything about her. We follow each other on Twitter, and she's been like very nice to me, but I guess at this point, because she's so popular, she's like kind of the major kind of like expert practitioner of this kind of medium, and it doesn't, you know, she does it well to the extent that it can be done well, in the sense that it's at this point an abstraction, like all of her jokes on Twitter. Right. But there are a lot of people for whom it's not an abstraction and it's not ironic at all, and they try to like kind of veil it, cloak it in this language. And I'm almost like, you know, we should take a page from like the Eastern European like mail order handbook and be a little bit more dignified and like not have these conversations in public.
Melissa Broder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the discussion about like, just discretion. Yeah. Her discretion in this New Yorker profile really made me think of that. The way Camille Paglia says that the best whores have been invisible.
Right.
And the Melania's history is very opaque. Like, it's very hard to even find out anything about her. And she's suing the Daily Mail.
Yeah, the Daily Mail.
For
like $150 million.
Tell her lawsuit for calling her an escort.
Well,
which is she, like...
perpetuating, like, a sex business.
Right.
I mean, she's also very often accused of fudging the details of her life and career, like much like Trump is known as fudging the details of his like real estate success.
She said like her mom was a fashion designer when she worked in like a textile factory.
Yeah, and she said she won first place in this Look of the Year contest in like Srebrenica when she was like she was actually runner up, and then she I guess said her website said that she obtained a degree in architecture and design from the University of Ljubljana when she in fact dropped out her first year. And I was thinking, like...
She doesn't need to go to school.
No, she's too hot to go to school. If I was that hot, I wouldn't have gone to school either. Christ's sakes. But I mean, all successful personas are notorious liars. We all fabricate... I mean, I'm not, you know... But
well, we're not successful.
We're not successful, but we as, you know, people, anybody who, like, aspires to some sort of, like... position in like culture entertainment basically constantly fabricates details about their personal life, because you have to turn like the idea of growing up poor into like a character legend, and you have to
a slave narrative,
and like completely erase any memories of like brothers or sisters or other family members who might impede on your singularity.
Right.
I mean, this isn't like Melania's specific fault, but I do feel sorry for her to the degree that, like, I think that she thought she was making a Faustian bargain to be the kept wife of a rich man.
Right.
And she didn't really
and now
want
she's
to...
been thrusted into the position of FLOTUS.
FLOTUS is such a great, gross acronym. It reminds me of, like, menstrual blood. It reminds me of that scene in The Shining when all the blood of the natives, like, bursts forth through the elevator. talking about Roman Polanski now, the noted auteur and child sodomite. He's in the news again for calling the Me Too movement collective hysteria and total hypocrisy.
Well, it was after the Academy expelled him and Bill Cosby.
Yeah, and I guess Harvey Weinstein is going to be ousted as well.
Oh, he hasn't been yet?
I guess not. I think he's been proven guilty, like he's convicted now, but he hasn't been ousted by the Academy.
Okay, interesting.
Which, you know, is, as Groucho Marx famously said, I wouldn't want to be a part of any club. But naturally, a bunch of people piled on this. The Cut published a headline that was like, Roman Polanski's thoughts on Me Too are just as bad as you'd imagine. There's one from the Daily Beast that says Roman Polanski's Me Too comments will make you scream. And you know, on a related note, by the way,
Will make you scream.
Yeah, and there's no doubt in anybody's mind that Roman Polanski did a very bad thing, which was,
of course,
give Quaaludes to a 13-year-old and then anally penetrate her at a party. And he's you know, basically he's a convicted child rapist.
He pled guilty to these charges.
And he's been, I guess, in exile for 40 years. And, you know, on a related note today, my friend texted me that R. Kelly's music catalog was recently pulled from Spotify.
I heard about that as well.
As part of its new hate content and hateful conduct policy. And I'm thinking, like, you know, it's like, you know, PC monoculture rearing its head once again. I mean, the one debate or controversy that these kind of issues always bring up is you know, with Woody Allen, with R. Kelly, with Polanski, with Bill Cosby. It's like, are we, you know, can we enjoy the art of these people on their merits in light of their sex crimes?
I mean, I would say absolutely, and even more so, like, that I don't necessarily even need my artists to be good people, and would maybe even prefer it if they weren't.
Well, yeah, I mean, all jokes aside, right, this topic has never been controversial for me, and it's never even been a discussion for me, because, like, you know, it's a clear-cut scrambling of categories where people are searching for kind of like a morality from art, which you're never going to get from art.
Which is not the goal of art.
Yeah, and it's like all, you know, there's this myth of art as like a great source or force of morality, and then later politics, and it's like, as every great kind of cultural figure from like Oscar Wilde to Rihanna has known, artists are under no moral obligation to be role models. And like, so the question of whether or not we can enjoy these people's art is, like, I think in my mind, like, in a clear-cut sense, unequivocally,
not even
obviously,
a question.
Not even a question, yeah. And, you know, Polanski, the public persona, has very little to do with Polanski, the private citizen, and once you accept that, you can sort of accept that this issue is not a moral gray area whatsoever.
And his comments, he said not only was it collective hysteria, that it was also a total hypocrisy, which is actually does sort of hit the nail on the head, because he himself received a standing ovation in 2003 when he won an Oscar for The Pianist.
Yeah. I think the biggest crime perpetuated against Polanski is that he won an Oscar for The Pianist, nothing for Chinatown or Rosemary's Baby.
But the girl who he sexually assaulted went on record about this as well. Did you hear her statement?
The woman now? No,
yeah,
I didn't.
She's now in her 50s. She apologized.
She apologized for being raped by Roman Polanski at a party when she was a teenager. No, she basically went on record saying she has forgiven him.
Right.
Is not interested in like litigating the matter further.
And in light of his expulsion from the Academy, she went on to say, "It is an ugly and cruel action which serves only appearance," says Geimer, who's now 55. "It does nothing to change the sexist culture in Hollywood today, and simply proves that they will eat their own to survive. I say to Roman, good riddance to bad rubbish. The Academy has no true honor. It's all just PR."
Yeah, I think it's like, in a weird way, you know, it's almost like, I mean, he seems pretty butthurt about it. He's suing them, right? But
yeah,
in a way, it's like, you have almost been like, he still is convicted, he is still guilty of his horrible crime, but he's almost been vindicated as an artist by being expelled from this
Sure, by this like corrupt,
academy.
Utterly shameless organization. But it's interesting that his very reasonable comments are getting so much negative press, and the victim's also very reasonable statement is getting almost none.
Yeah, of course. I mean, well, she's almost like a Stormy Daniels or a Monica Lewinsky in the sense that she's been historically silenced because her narrative goes against like the prevalent #MeToo narrative.
Well, Monica's in the news right now for her being uninvited to an event that Bill Clinton decided later to go to.
Oh.
And she's been tweeting about it in the past day or so.
But this also this reminded me of what was she saying with regard to
she was invited to some I think it was an anti-bullying conference or something,
right?
And she was invited, and then they rescinded the invitation after Bill Clinton RSVP'd.
Okay, I see. Oh,
and she's just calling out the hypocrisy of that.
This is like me trying to get into China Chalet on like Thursday. Like, no, sir. Your membership is rescinded. They should really start charging membership like Soho has. But it reminds me a lot of like the scandal from a few years back with Klaus Kinski, when his like less attractive and less talented daughter, who wasn't Natasha Kinski, came forward with these allegations that he had repeatedly raped her as a child, and this was on the eve of releasing a tell-all memoir. It was like sort of a prelude to Me Too, and she was kind of like, she basically smeared his posthumous reputation. And of course, Kinski is like a god of German cinema.
Sure.
He's like the
notorious psychopath.
Yeah, notorious psychopath.
Yeah.
I mean, in addition to being like a horny scumbag psychopath who basically boozed and whored his way through life. But I always question the utility of airing him out posthumously. And I know there are arguments counter to that, like, maybe she couldn't have done it because he would have intimidated her, or nobody would have believed her, it would have been financially ruinous. But I mean, part of it, I think, is like, it's a form of catharsis, but it's also like a means of jump-starting your book sales or whatever. And it
See
also,
Rose McGowan.
Yeah.
Oh, Monica loves to retweet her. Wait, side note, I just want to say that the host of that event was actually Town and Country magazine.
Okay.
Beautiful.
No, and it also reminds me of the Juno Diaz controversy that's going on now. And like one of the charges against him was literally from this woman who claimed that he verbally abused her at a party, like at a dinner party, like meaning he was mean to her in public. And it reminded me of what you said, Dasha. It's like, it's like shitty behavior, but it's hardly a crime. But like, Dasha, you tweeted this about some totally different thing. It's like, this woman literally thinks the media is her mommy, and she's gone crying. And at the end of the day, it's like, promo for your project, or, even worse, like clicks for some faceless media company. Right. So
the tea on the Juno Diaz thing is that all the allegations aren't out, and it wasn't just verbal.
Okay.
That says... Sure. Well, he did. Did you read the thing he wrote in the New Yorker about his own?
Well, yeah, and a lot of those, like, academic feminists are accusing him of, like, trying to vindicate himself.
Disclosing trauma sort of preemptively before the stories come out about what...
Yeah, and this is like a thing that people have said about Polanski, right? It's like, well, he's a Holocaust survivor. It's like, well, I get it. That's like the most...
And Sharon Tate was, murdered.
His wife was murdered.
Pregnant wife was murdered. I'm not one of those people, but...
Yeah, and that doesn't exactly exculpate him from something that. But I feel like
Juno was a Rutgers guy. Did you have any run-ins?
To my alma mater, Sluckers. I actually saw him give a reading where he talked about his grandmother's hairy nipples and how she sometimes plucked them and sometimes she didn't. But
and how liberating that is.
But okay, I'll believe.
Fuck him.
Yeah, I mean, he sucks as a writer, but I will give these people the benefit of the doubt and believe that there are allegations that haven't come forth yet that are more grotesque and gratuitous than the ones outlined. But the fact that he could be publicly smeared over so much as kind of intimidating a woman at a party or verbally amusing a woman at a party is really scary and horrible.
Or the though things like that get lumped in with more serious accusations to make like a whole tableau of like
and like, you know,
a person's character.
Yeah, it's, I mean,
Bijou Phillips got called out for bullying her co-star.
Really?
In Bully. That like kind of fat gay that kind of like fat gay actor who was also in Mean Girls and hasn't really had much of a career besides that, but he was in Bully with her, and apparently she was like 19 when she was filming Bully, called him fat and gay and like mercilessly tortured him.
He's a gay man. He should be able to stand up for himself.
I don't think he was out yet. I think that was part of the issue, but it's the same thing as like, this was like a teenage girl.
Yeah. Well, I've been brought down a
20 years ago.
I've been brought down a peg by in the closet gays before, so he has no excuse.
Yeah, they're merciless. But yeah, no, on some level, like, I can identify with Roman Polanski in the way that I can identify with someone like Serge Gainsbourg, in that he's like a little shifty, ugly Jew, a smoking habit that's like basically a death wish, and a bunch of hand-me-down Holocaust trauma, and like that, which makes you really a boundlessly talented artist. Guys, I'm talking about myself here.
Yeah.
Also makes you kind of, for men especially, has a propensity to make you a sexual dirtbag.
Sure.
It's a lot of neurosis.
I mean, Woody Allen, who I don't believe diddled his kid, by the way, but that is someone else.
We'll have an hour special.
That's for the paywall content. But he is someone who made work about these neuroses, about his like attraction to younger women and like his problems in relationships, and then Mia Farrow completely weaponized those things against him after their like ugly, bitter divorce.
She is a literal psychopath.
She's a psychopath. She's evil and vicious.
Did you read her book?
No.
It's like from 95, but it is, if you want to learn about how psycho she is.
Some demented ramblings.
I mean, you know, like, I don't believe that Woody Allen is a kitty diddler, but I do believe that it's empirically true that she is a baby hoarder, which is also really gross behavior, and I think a lot of her children have gone on record to say that she was like a really shitty mother. Sure. She was like the original, like proto Angelina Jolie. But like, that's another critique of Woody Allen. People are like, well, this man, basically all of his movies, his entire oeuvre is about his predilection for underage and barely legal girls. And I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he was like, you know, show me a man who has not been attracted to an underage girl.
I'll show you a liar.
A liar. And then, you know, he was saying that basically, like, you know, if you don't immediately feel immense feelings of guilt and shame following that encounter or whatever, the impression, then there's something wrong with you. But every single man has basically, like, every single man.
I mean, I feel like most men who are attracted to me have pedophilic urges.
I know. Well, Dasha, I was saying, I mean, your whole aesthetic is based on being like a baby doll ingenue. There's an entire market for it in certain porn categories.
It's worked out very well for me.
Yeah, and it's worked really well. And it's like, guys, Dasha's the ingenue, Meg's the girl next door, and I'm the vampiric, anti-Semitic caricature. Those are the delineation.
The three genders.
But the fact, I mean, let's talk about the fact that there is a teen category on Pornhub or X videos. Of course. And
for ingenue?
The InfoWars videos actually on Pornhub now, or it should be. But like, but there is no acknowledgement of the fact that men have these thoughts. And Woody Allen, you know, I don't think that he's, you know, the greatest filmmaker of our time, but he's not so much endorsing being attracted to underage girls. He's exploring, he's sort of confronting the idea as an artist.
Which is important.
Yeah, that's what art is all about. It's confronting uncomfortable truths.
All right, well, don't forget to check out Sailor Socialist, Fucks.
Blind Fucks, autistic, neocon reporter.
Yeah.
Also, we will have a video up on our...
Yeah, we'll have some behind-the-scenes kind of live footage video from our event earlier this week. We talked talked about the Met Gala and the fashions. And then next week, we're planning on putting out an extra episode for your Patreon contributors.
For all
So
you pay pigs.
Thank you, by the way, for subscribing.
yes.
I'm literally high off the rush of the easy money, so.
And I literally have no way of paying my credit card bill or my phone bill, so guys, hop on that Patreon.
I have, full disclosure, $46 in my bank account right now, so.
Okay, ladies. Well,
Okay.
we'll see you guys next week.
See you now.